Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Marian High School and Jim Thorpe High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. From Marian High School, they're all seniors. Joseph Pampanen, Michael Morgans, the captain is James Lavelle, Matthew Boutry. The coach is Sister Rose Anthony, teacher of chemistry. From Jim Thorpe High School, Brad McCardle, a junior. Captain Charles Bott, a junior. Melissa Howard, a senior. Brian Sargent, a senior. And the coach is Jim Hawes, teacher of mathematics and computer science. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest in June, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 scholarship award to the runner-up high school. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're answering a question, you will be permitted to complete your answer, and no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If not, we'll begin the contest with the first toss-up, and you're looking at a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, what action of the United States government was called Seward's Folly by Marian? Jim?
Purchase of Alaska.
Correct. It was called Seward's Folly by its opponents after William Henry Seward, who was the Secretary of State during the war between the states. In 1867, we purchased Alaska. Bonus 10-pointer, Jim. For you and the team, you give me the answers. You may confer. For 5 points apiece, answer these two questions about the 19th century. First one, prior to 1898, when the United States took control of the Philippines, that island group was a colony of what nation?
Spain.
Jim?
Spain.
Correct. The islands were actually named for King Philip II of Spain. Identify the Indiana Socialist Society set up by Robert Owen. Jim?
No response.
No response. It would be New Harmony, which was set up in 1825 by Owen and his followers. It failed a few years later. Let's go on to our next toss-up. Toss-up, looking this time at a 15-point bonus. I want you to listen carefully. Either my brother or my sister are going with us. For 10 points, what's wrong with that sentence? Jim Thorpe, Charles.
The tense, or not the tense, the R should be is.
You are correct. I'll give you that. R should be is. Either is a singular word. Your bonus, Charles, for you and the team, again, you may confer. You give me the answers. For 5 points apiece, it's a 15-point bonus, Charles. Identify the authors of the following. The first one is Song of Hiawatha. Charles.
Cooper.
Incorrect. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Song of Myself. Charles.
No response.
Walt Whitman. Third one, the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Charles.
Frost.
No, it would be T.S. Eliot, Thomas Stearns Eliot. We're going on to another toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. Some animals can do amazing things. For 10 points, what familiar zoo animal can run faster than a horse, go without? Jim Thorpe. Charles.
A camel.
Incorrect. I'll read it for Marian. Again, some animals can do amazing things. What familiar zoo animal can run faster than a horse, go without water longer than a camel, and see the rear without turning its head? Michael.
Llama.
Incorrect also. Be a giraffe. Giraffe. Go on to another toss-up. Toss-up mathematics. Listen carefully. And you might want to write this one down. What is the simplest fractional equivalent of 0.35? Marian. Matthew.
7/20.
Correct, Matthew. Bonus on the monitor. Watch the monitor. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown there on the monitor? Would it be cotangent of 2t, tangent of 2t, the cotangent of t, or the cotangent squared of t minus 1? Jim?
Cotangent of t squared minus 1.
Okay, that's a guess. No, that's not correct. It's cotangent of 2t. Cotangent of 2t. The first one I gave you is a possibility. Another toss-up, looking again at a 15-point bonus. For 10 points, name the French general who led the Free French forces during World War II. Marian. Jim.
De Gaulle.
Correct, Charles de Gaulle, and who later became president of the Fifth Republic of France. Bonus, Jim, for you and the team, it's a 15-pointer. For 5 points each, name 3 of the 6 most populous urban areas in Europe. Jim?
The London area. Paris. And Rome.
Incorrect. I'll give you 2 of them. I will give you London. I'll give you Paris. Others would be Moscow, Leningrad, Madrid, Manchester. We'll go on for another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. In 1929, Thomas Edison's laboratory was moved to Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan, from what city? Marian. Jim.
Paterson, New Jersey.
Incorrect. Jim Thorpe. Toss-up. Close, Jim. It's Menlo Park, New Jersey. It was moved from Menlo Park to Henry Ford Museum in Detroit. Another toss-up. I want you to name the highest mountain in Japan. Jim Thorpe. Charles.
Mount Fuji.
We'll accept Fujiyama. Mount Fuji is an acceptable term there. And we'll go on with our bonus, a 10-pointer, Charles, for you and the team. 5 points apiece again. 2 U.S. history questions. First one. First used in 1914, it connects Cologne and Balboa. What is it?
A canal. A canal.
Incorrect. He said a canal.
The Erie Canal.
No, it'd be the Panama Canal. Panama Canal. Cologne and Balboa. What did Benjamin Franklin propose as the national bird? Charles?
A wild turkey.
You are correct. We'll go on with another, that was a bonus. We're going for a 10-point bonus, again a toss-up. You might want to use paper and pencil again. You don't have to. For 10 points, and no correcting yourself once you've begun, spell conscientious. Marian. Jim.
Conscientius.
Incorrect. Over to Jim Thorpe. No response from Jim Thorpe. Again, I asked for the spelling of conscientious. Jim had it. He just forgot to put the O in near the end. It's C-O-N-S-C-I-E-N-T-I-O-U-S. I think Jim said I-U-S. Here's your bonus, or not your bonus, your toss-up. It's in the arts. It's going to be on the monitor. On your monitor is a double self-portrait of an artist who became a public personality. He recently died. Jim Thorpe. Melissa.
Andy Warhol.
Correct. I wanted you to name him, a famous American artist and filmmaker, Andy Warhol. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. Computer artist Lillian Swartz has shocked the art world by asserting that what person was the model for the masterpiece Mona Lisa? Charles.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Himself. Correct. He did the painting. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points, what nerve, I want the name of the nerve that carries the sensation of smell from nose to brain? Jim Thorpe. Charles.
Olfactory.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. Name at least 5 parts, you got to get them all, of the human digestive system. Charles.
Esophagus, the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and the tongue, mouth.
We'll accept. And others would be teeth, salivary glands, pancreas, tongue would be acceptable, pancreas, liver, gallbladder. Going for a 10-point bonus, your toss-up. You'd find the heads of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt in Mount Rushmore. To what state would you go to see that mountain? Jim Thorpe. Charles.
South Dakota.
Correct. The Black Hills near Rapid City, South Dakota. Bonus 10-pointer, Charles. 2-part bonus on the U.S. Civil War. For 5 points each, name the states in which these Civil War battle sites are located. The states. Chancellorsville.
Virginia.
Charles.
Virginia.
Correct. Vicksburg. Charles.
Pennsylvania.
No, it'd be Mississippi. It's a city in western Mississippi, site of an important military siege in 1863. Got 1 out of the 2 for 5. Going for a 15-pointer. Toss up. What's the name of the movement that attempts to alleviate pain and suffering of the terminally ill and allow them to die at home? Marian. Jim.
Euthanasia.
Incorrect. I'll complete it. I haven't completed the question. It is a toss-up, no conferring. What's the name of the movement that attempts to alleviate pain and suffering of the terminally ill and allows them to die at home with dignity? Melissa.
Homebound.
Not homebound. It would be hospice. H-O-S-P-I-C-E. Another toss-up. It's on the monitor. I want you to listen carefully. It's a mathematical toss-up question, obviously. Consider the lines defined by the equations you see there, which are y is equal to x plus 2, and y is equal to 6 minus x. For 10 points, I want you to find the abscissa of the intersection of these 2 lines. Marian. Matthew.
2.
Correct. X is equal to 2. The abscissa is the x-coordinate. Bonus 10-pointer, Jim. 5 points apiece. We're going to play a game of Who Am I? I am the shortest distance between 2 points. Jim?
Straight line.
Correct. And I'm going to put this in quotes. I quote, touch, unquote, a hyperbola at an infinite distance. Jim?
Asymptote.
I will accept that. Correctly pronounced. Very good. We're going to take a halftime break now. Marian did get 10 points on that bonus. The final score, or the score at half, is 70 to 35 for Marian High School. 70 for Jim Thorpe. 70 for Jim Thorpe, 35 for Marian. Still a close contest. You guys get your heads up. We're going to start now on the halftime. We talk about the halftime during our second round. We talk about our extracurriculars. We want you to tell us, Joe Pampinen, what do you do at Marian High School?
I'm on the math club and the chess club.
Okay, thank you. Michael Morgans.
I'm a member of the National Honor Society. I helped out with the football team. I'm on the yearbook staff. I'm involved in the senior play, and I'm on track and president of our media club.
Thank you, Michael. Jim Lavelle.
I'm with the newspaper, and I'm in the chess club, and I'm in the French and National Honor Societies.
Thank you, Jim. And finally, Matthew Boutry.
I'm in the National Honor Society, the math club, the chess club, and I'm a member of the student council.
Thanks, Matthew, and thanks to Marian. Let's go over to Jim Thorpe and begin with Brad McCardle.
I play in both concert and marching bands, and I will be playing in county band also.
Thanks, Brad. Captain Charles Bott.
I'm a peer counselor. I'm on the newspaper, and I'm in the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Charles. Melissa Howard.
I'm photography editor for our yearbook. I'm editor-in-chief of the newspaper. I'm a 3-year member of the National Honor Society. I'm on the ski team. I'm in the class play, oratory, and I was a junior Rotarian.
Thank you, Melissa. Brian Sargent.
I'm a member of the peer counseling organization. I'm sports editor of our newspaper. I'm in the oratory committee or whatever. A member of the yearbook, and I'm also in the senior play.
Thank you, Brian, and thanks to Jim Thorpe. Again, the score at half is 70 for Jim Thorpe, 35 for Marian. We're going to begin the second half with the toss-up. We're preparing for a 10-point bonus. The French say au revoir. What did the Italians say? Marian, Jim.
Arrivederci.
Correct, Jim. Goodbye. Bonus 10-pointer, Jim. These famous Americans have middle names as familiar as their first and last names. For 5 points each, you identify the missing middles. First one, William Sherman. Jim?
Tecumseh.
Correct. Civil War general, Union general. Elizabeth Stanton. Jim?
Candy.
Not Candy. Cady, C-A-D-Y. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. She organized the first U.S. Women's Rights Convention back in 1848. 1 out of the 2 will give you for 5 points. Toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. For 10 points, briefly explain the conservation of energy principle. Jim Thorpe, Melissa.
In any reaction, no energy can be gained or lost.
We'll accept that. In a closed system, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. We'll accept. Bonus 10-pointer for you and the team, Charles. I'll name 2 bright spring stars. For 5 points each, you name the constellations in which they're located. First one, Spica, S-P-I-C-A. Charles.
Canis Major.
No, it'd be Virgo. Regulus. Charles?
Orion.
No, Leo, the lion. No points on the bonus. Another toss-up, again looking at a 10-pointer. For 10 points, name the only state to enter the Union during the Civil War. Jim Thorpe, Charles.
West Virginia.
Correct. 10-point bonus. 5 points each. Identify these deaths. Who was stabbed to death on the Ides of March? Melissa, you'll have to give it to me.
Oh, Julius Caesar.
Correct. What queen of France was beheaded in 1793? Charles?
Marie Antoinette.
The queen consort of King Louis XVI. Correct. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-ups on the monitor. I want you to state the law of sines for the triangle shown there on your monitor. The law of sines. Marian, Joseph.
A divided by sine of A is equal to B over sine of B is equal to C divided by the sine of C.
I will accept that. You are correct, and your bonus, a 10-pointer. Jim, we're into high finance. For 10 points, if you start with 1 cent and double your money every day for 30 days, on which day will you have accumulated exactly half of the total amount? Again, Jim, well, you think we made it more difficult than it is. We're doubling every day, so you would have half your total amount on the 29th day. Going for a 10-point bonus, here's your toss-up. On the occasion of his son Michael's wedding, which president wrote, "There's no greater happiness for a man than approaching a door at the end of a day knowing someone on the other side of the door is waiting for the sound of his footsteps"? Someone we know fairly well has a son, Michael, who's had a wedding. It was Ronald Reagan. Another toss-up. Going for a 15-pointer. For 10 points, correct the usage error in the following sentence. The United States has 48 contiguous states. Jim Thorpe, Melissa.
The United States has 48 contiguous states.
We'll accept. Contiguous states, meaning touching states as opposed to contagious states. Bonus, a 15-pointer for you and the team. Charles, identify these names in American history sharing the word old. 5 points apiece. 15-point bonus. The nickname of the USS Constitution. Charles.
Old Ironsides.
Correct. The steeple from which Paul Revere is supposed to have received the signal for his famous ride. Charles?
The old church?
Incorrect. I won't accept. It's the Old North Church, the famous Yellowstone Park geyser. Charles?
Old Faithful?
Correct. You got 2 out of the 3 for 10 points. This is a listening toss-up. Listen to the excerpt. The work you just heard, or I think you heard it, was written by Franz Liszt. I want you to name it. To be exact, it was the Hungarian Rhapsody number 2. Hungarian Rhapsody number 2. He wrote several, and that was one of them. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. The capital of Idaho is Boise. But for 10 points, what's the capital of Montana? Jim Thorpe, Melissa.
Helena.
Helena is correct. Bonus 10-pointer. Many prime ministers have distinguished themselves in literature as well as politics. For 5 points apiece, which British prime minister wrote a history of the English-speaking peoples? Charles?
Churchill.
Sir Winston Churchill is correct. Which British prime minister became chairman of a well-known publishing house? Charles?
Churchill.
No, it would be Harold Macmillan. He's the grandson of the founder of the Macmillan Publishing House. Going for a 15-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. One of Tennessee Williams' best plays is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. One of the central characters in that play was the father. For 10 points, he went by what name? His name was Big Daddy Pollitt, father of Maggie. Going for a 10-pointer, toss-up. Birds periodically lose and renew their feathers. What's the process? Marian, Jim.
Molting.
Correct. What's the process of losing them called? Jim's correct. Here's your bonus, Jim. 10-pointer. I'll give clues to 2 geological terms for 5 points each. You identify the terms. Here are the clues. First one. An 8-letter term for the amount of water that flows past a stream gauging station in each second of time. Jim?
No response.
Be discharge. Second one, a 5-letter term for decayed organic matter. Jim?
Humus.
Correct. H-U-M-U-S. 5 points out of a possible 10. Toss up. For 10 points, if you have 9 red marbles, 9 blue marbles in a box, and if you are blindfolded, how many marbles would you have to take out until you could be positive you had taken out a red marble? Marian, Joseph.
4.
Incorrect. Over to Jim Thorpe. Charles.
10.
10 is correct. Here's your bonus. You got 5 on the rebound, Charles. Your bonus on the monitor, it's a visual in mathematics. The graph of y equals a plus bx is a straight line. For 5 points each, tell me what is the shape of the curve represented by these 2 formulas? Charles, first one.
The first
X squared divided by a squared minus y squared divided by b squared is equal to 1.
Is a hyperbola.
Correct. The second one, y squared is equal to 2px.
Parabola.
You are correct on that also. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, in which great political document do we read as follows? We hold these truths to be self-evident. Jim Thorpe, Charles.
Constitution.
Incorrect. Over to Marian, I'll complete it. Now, Michael, you've got your buzzer on. Let's go.
Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence. I won't read any more. You are correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Jim. In issuing a dollar bill, a $5 bill, or for that matter, any other government bill, the engraved signatures of 2 office holders are necessary before its legal tender. For 5 points apiece, what are the 2 offices? Jim.
Treasurer and the Secretary of the Treasury.
Treasurer of the United States is correct. Catherine Ortega now. and Jim Baker's Secretary of the Treasury. Correct. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, what's the literal meaning of the Latin phrase modus operandi, which is often abbreviated as Jim Thorpe, Melissa?
Mode of operation?
You are correct. We'll accept that. It's often abbreviated as MO by television fictional police officers. It's method of working, method of operating, operation, we will accept. Bonus 10-pointer. For 5 points apiece, give me the feminine counterparts of each of these words. Lad, L-A-D. Charles?
Last.
Correct. Stallion.
Philly.
Charles?
Philly.
We'll not accept. We'll accept mare, though. We got 1 out of the 2. 1 out of 2. Going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, which U.S. department issues food stamps? Jim Thorpe. Charles?
Department of Health and Human Services.
Incorrect. We have a final buzzer. The question, we're not going on with this particular question. It's an incorrect answer. The final score is 145 for Jim Thorpe and 80 for Marian. I will give you the answer to that last one. Which U.S. department issues food stamps? It is the Department of Agriculture. We congratulate you, Marian, for getting into the second round. We want to wish you guys luck in college. All of you will be going to college. We wish you success there. Jim Thorpe, we congratulate you. We're going to see you back here in the third round. You're going to play the winner of next week's contest. And next week we have contestants from Catasauqua and Southern Lehigh High Schools. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating